Most people think compound interest is just for rich people or math nerds, but the truth is, compound interest is the only real way regular Americans ever build serious wealth without winning the lottery or getting lucky with crypto. Compound interest is when your money makes money, and then that new money also makes money over and over again, like a snowball rolling down a hill that keeps getting bigger on its own. Most people hear about it in school or see it mentioned online, but they never actually use it because they think it only works if you already have a ton of money saved up. That is completely wrong. Compound interest works best when you start early, even if you only have $20 a week to put away. The problem is that most Americans are stuck living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in credit card debt, stressing about rent, and they think saving is something they will do later when life gets easier. But life never gets easier on its own. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to catch up. Compound interest does not care how much you make right now. It only cares about time, and time is the one thing you cannot buy back later. This is not about becoming a millionaire overnight. This is about understanding how money actually grows so you can stop feeling powerless and start making decisions that change your life 10 or 20 years from now. Here are the major points we will cover. First, what compound interest really is and why most people misunderstand it. Second, why starting early beats saving more money later. Third, how debt uses compound interest against you. Fourth, the difference between saving and investing when it comes to compounding. Fifth, how to actually start using compound interest even if you are broke right now. Sixth, the biggest mistakes people make that kill their compounding power. Seventh, real numbers that show how much you could actually have in 20 or 30 years. Most people think compound interest means your money grows a little bit every year and that's it. They picture a savings account that gives them maybe $50 extra at the end of the year, and they think, okay, cool, free money, but nothing life-changing. That is not how compound interest actually works. Compound interest is not just about earning interest on your original money, it's about earning interest on your interest. Every time your money grows, that growth becomes part of the new total. And next time you earn money on that bigger total. This keeps repeating, and over time, the growth starts to explode. In the first few years, it feels like nothing is happening. You put in $100 and maybe you earn $5. Big deal. But 10 years later, that same $100 might be worth $200, and the interest you earn that year is not $5 anymore, it's 10 or 15. And 20 years later, it could be worth $400, and now the interest alone is bringing in $20 or $30 a year. The key is that the growth is not steady. It's slow at first, then it speeds up, and eventually it takes off like a rocket. That's why most people quit too early. They don't see big results in year 1 or year 2, so they think it's not working. But compound interest is not designed to make you rich next month. It's designed to make you financially free in 20 or 30 years. The misunderstanding happens because we live in a world where everything is instant. We want results now. We want to see proof now. But money doesn't work that way. Money rewards patience, consistency, and time. If you can accept that, you have already won. Most people think they will just save more money later when they're making more income, and that will make up for not starting now. That logic makes sense in your head, but the math doesn't support it at all. Let's say you're 25 years old and you start putting away $200 a month into an investment account that grows at an average of 8% per year. By the time you're 65, you will have put in $96,000 of your own money, but because of compound interest, that account will be worth over $700,000. Now let's say you wait until you're 35 to start. You decide to save $400 a month, which is double what the first person saved because you want to catch up. By 65, you will have put in $144,000 of your own money, which is way more than the first person, but your account will only be worth around $590,000. You saved way more money, but you ended up with way less. That is the power of time. The first person had 10 extra years of compounding, and those 10 years made a bigger difference than all the extra money the second person saved. This is why starting early is the most important decision you will ever make with money. It doesn't matter if you can only afford $50 a month right now. $50 a month starting at 25 will beat $200 a month starting at 35. The math is not even close. And this is exactly why broke 20-year-olds who start investing end up richer than high earners who wait until their 30s or 40s. Time is the ultimate advantage, and you cannot buy it back. If you're young right now, you are literally sitting on the most valuable financial asset you will ever have, and most people waste it because they think they need to wait until they have more money. You don't. You need to start now, even if it's tiny. Compound interest is not just something that helps you build wealth, it's also the reason debt destroys people financially. Credit card companies, car loans, student loans, they all use compound interest against you. When you carry a balance on a credit card, you're not just paying interest on what you originally borrowed, you're paying interest on the interest that already got added to your balance. Every month you don't pay it off, the total gets bigger, and the interest gets calculated on that bigger number. This is why people get stuck in credit card debt for years. They think they owe $2,000, so they make minimum payments and figure they'll pay it off eventually. But that $2,000 becomes $2,500, then $3,000, because the interest keeps compounding. Meanwhile, the minimum payment barely covers the new interest, so the actual debt never goes down. It's the exact same force that builds wealth in investments, but now it's working against you. And the interest rates on debt are way higher than the returns you get from investing. Credit cards charge 15 to 25% interest. Student loans charge 5 to 8%. Car loans charge 6 to 12%. Compare that to the stock market, which averages around 8 to 10% per year. That means debt grows faster than your investments compounding. If you have $5,000 in credit card debt at 20% interest and $5,000 invested at 8%, your debt is compounding against you faster than your investments are compounding for you. You're losing the game. This is why paying off high-interest debt is the first step before you even think about investing. You cannot out-invest 20% credit card interest. It's impossible. The math doesn't work. You have to kill the debt first, then redirect that money into investments. Once the debt is gone, compound interest switches sides and starts working for you instead of against you. Most people think saving money and investing money are basically the same thing. They are not. Saving means putting money in a savings account at a bank where it sits and earns maybe 0.5% interest per year. Investing means putting money into stocks, index funds, retirement accounts, or other assets that grow at a much higher rate over time. The difference in results is massive. Let us say you save $500 a month in a savings account earning 0.5% interest. After 30 years, you will have put in $180,000 and your account will be worth around $195,000. You made $15,000 in interest over 30 years. Now let us say you invest that same $500 a month in a stock market index fund that averages 8% per year. After 30 years, you still put in $180,000, but your account is now worth over $700,000. You made over $500,000 from compound growth. Same amount of money going in every month, completely different results. That is because savings accounts do not give you real compound growth. The interest rate is so low that it barely keeps up with inflation. Investing gives you actual compounding because your money is growing at a much faster rate. The stock market goes up and down in the short term, but over 20 or 30 years, it always trended upward. That is where real compounding happens. This does not mean you shouldn't have a savings account. You need an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in cash that you can access anytime. But once you have that, every extra dollar should go into investments, not into a savings account that pays you nothing. Compound interest only works if your money is actually growing. A savings account is not growth, it is storage. You need your money in places where it can multiply, and that means investing in the stock market, retirement accounts, index funds, or other assets that have a real return. The biggest excuse people give is that they don't have enough money to start investing. They think you need thousands of dollars just to open an account, where they think investing is only for people who understand the stock market. None of that is true anymore. You can start investing with literally $10. Apps like Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, Robinhood, and others let you open an account for free and start buying index funds with whatever you have. You do not need to pick individual stocks. You do not need to be a finance expert. You just need to put money into a simple S&P 500 index fund, which is basically a fund that owns a little bit of the 500 biggest companies in America. When those companies grow, your money grows. It's that simple. If you can afford $20 a week, that's $80 a month. Put that into an index fund every single month and do not touch it. In 10 years, you will have put in around $10,000, but your account could be worth $15,000 or $16,000 because of compounding. In 20 years, that could be $40,000 or $50,000. In 30 years, it could be over $100,000, all from $20 a week. That's less than most people spend on coffee and fast food. The strategy is called dollar cost averaging, which just means you invest the same amount of money on a regular schedule no matter what the market is doing. Some months the market is up, some months it is down. But over time, it all averages out and you end up with solid growth. You do not need perfect timing. You do not need to wait for a crash. You just need to start and stay consistent. If you're completely broke right now and you can't even afford $20 a week, then focus on paying off debt first and cutting one expense you don't need. Cancel one subscription. Stop buying lunch out every day. Cook at home 3 extra times a week. Find $20. It's there. Once you start, the hardest part is over. Compounding does not care how much you start with. It only cares that you start it. There are a few mistakes that destroy compound interest before it even has a chance to work. The first mistake is stopping and starting. People invest for 6 months, then they pull the money out because they need it for something else. Then they start again a year later, then they stop again. Every time you pull money out, you reset the compounding process. You lose all the momentum you built. Compounding only works if you leave the money alone and let it grow. The second mistake is trying to time the market. People wait for the perfect moment to invest, or they panic and sell everything when the market drops. This kills compounding because you end up buying high and selling low, which is the opposite of what you should do. The market will drop sometimes. That's normal. But over 20 or 30 years, it always recovers and grows. If you pull out during the bad times, you lock in your losses and miss the recovery. The third mistake is not increasing contributions over time. If you start investing $100 a month, that's great. But if you still invest $100 a month 10 years later when you're making way more money, you're leaving growth on the table. Every time you get a raise, increase your investment by even $50. That extra money gets compounded too, and it makes a huge difference. The fourth mistake is keeping all your money in a savings account because you're scared of risk. Yes, the stock market has risk, but keeping your money in a savings account that earns nothing is a guaranteed way to stay broke. Inflation eats away at your savings every year, so even if your balance stays the same, your buying power goes down. You're losing money by doing nothing. The fifth mistake is not starting because you think it's too late. It's never too late. If you're 35 or 40 and you haven't started, you still have 25 to 30 years before retirement. That's still enough time for compounding to build serious wealth. Starting at 40 is way better than starting at 50, and starting at 50 is way better than never starting at all. The worst mistake is waiting. Let's talk real numbers so you can see what's actually possible. If you invest $250 a month starting at age 25 and your money grows at 8% per year, by age 65 you will have put in $120,000 of your own money, but your account will be worth over $870,000. If you bump that up to $500 a month, you will have put in $240,000, but your account will be worth over $1.7 million. That's enough to retire comfortably. Now let us say you start later. If you start at 35 and invest $500 a month until 65, you will have put in $180,000, and your account will be worth around $745,000. Still great, but not as much as starting earlier with less money. If you start at 45 and invest $500 a month until 65, you will have put in $120,000, and your account will be worth around $290,000. That's still a solid amount, but you can see how much you lose by waiting. These numbers assume an 8% average annual return, which is what the S&P 500 has done historically over long periods. Some years it's higher, some years it is lower, but over 20 to 30 years, 8 to 10% is realistic. These are not fantasy numbers. This is what actually happens when you invest consistently and let compound interest do the work. The people who retire with $1 million in their account are not lottery winners. They're regular people who started investing $200 or $300 a month in their 20s or 30s and never stopped. That could be you. The only difference between you and them is that they started and you haven't yet. These numbers should make you angry if you've been putting this off. Not angry at me, angry at yourself for waiting. But that anger should turn to action. Open the account. Set up the automatic transfer. Start today. Compound interest is not magic, and it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's just math that works in your favor if you give it enough time. The biggest lie people believe is that they need a lot of money to start, or that they need to wait until life is less stressful. Life will always be stressful. There will always be bills, emergencies, and reasons not to invest. But if you wait for the perfect time, you'll wake up at 50 years old with nothing saved and no time left to let compounding work. The people who win with money are not the ones who make the most. They're the ones who start early, stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. You don't need to be smart. You don't need to be rich. You just need to start. $50 a month is enough. $20 a week is enough. Whatever you can do right now is enough, as long as you actually do it. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop telling yourself you'll start next year. Compound interest rewards action, and it punishes delay. The decision you make today will either set you free 20 years from now, or it will leave you stuck in the same place wondering why nothing ever changed. Money is not everything, but financial stress will steal your peace, your relationships, and your future if you let it. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. You have everything you need to start building wealth, even if it doesn't feel like it. Trust the process, stay consistent, and let time work for you. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today.